Is it recording?
Yeah.
No, I'm blessed.
No. Oh, yeah, we just cut it out.
So my first topic I put in the group the other day is I was listening to the radio the other day, yeah, and there was like a person on there, and they said, what do you expect from a partner? I think, what do you want for your boyfriend or something? She was like, I want him to have emotional intelligence and understand what I'm going through. So I'm driving in the morning, I'm like, that's not what emotional intelligence is. Like, I don't think that's
understanding what you're going through.
That's empathy. You want someone, but I feel like, so that's what I wanted to talk about emotional intelligence, that like a lot of people within society nowadays think emotional intelligence is you understanding what they're going through. That's not emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is you understanding your emotions within yourself. So for example, like I might be annoyed about something, but me being emotional intelligent would be me understanding that it's nothing to do with you, so I'm not going to take it out on you. Yeah. And or me force you to understand what I'm going through because I have to deal with it first. Yeah. That's what emotional intelligence is. Right. But a lot of people think it's you understanding them, as in like, you have to get me. If you don't get me, then you're not emotionally intelligent. Yeah. It's like, no, you have to understand yourself. So I'll even read the definition of it, so people know like I'm not gassing, but I just thought it was interesting that I was like, you really think it's that?
I think people think about themselves all the time, and they like describe other people in relation to themselves all the time. Yeah. I remember dating a girl one time, and she, when we first started dating, she kept telling me how she was romantic. She's a hopeless romantic. After a couple of months, I was like, you're actually not romantic. You just like gifts. Like you like gifts.
That's
you
not
like
romance.
being given things. Yeah. And that's cool, but that's not a romantic.
But unfortunately, because of films and stuff, when you think of romance, it's usually the guy buying flowers, buying this. Yeah. So not unfortunately, but like a lot of people's definition of what things are or what they see, not actually what it is. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's about what they can benefit. And I'm like, romantic people are always thinking about the other person. They always think in terms of like a relationship or being with somebody else. It's always about that thing. With her, it wasn't. I mean, she was cool, but it wasn't. You're not romantic.
Because here it says emotional intelligence is most often defined as the ability to perceive, use, understand, manage, and handle emotions. People with high emotional intelligence can recognize their own emotions and those of others, use emotional information to guide thinking and behavior, discern between different feelings and label them appropriately, and adjust emotions to adapt to the, environments. So, yeah. Would you man say you're emotionally intelligent?
To a degree. I messed up the other day though.
Why?
My friend I'm usually tough on her.
Yeah.
Because she's very emotional. So she'll call me and she'll want to vent, and some of the stuff she's venting about, I'm just like, you could have avoided that by doing this and avoided doing that. And it might be very emotional to her, but I just give it to her direct, and she likes that. But I missed the ball the last time because it was involving a death. But I didn't hear that part. So I'm saying the reason why she was upset is because of the way someone had delivered the information that someone important to her died. But she was vexed at the person. So I was on the phone like, but you're always vexed at this person, so why would today be any different? And then she was like, Tazer, like, someone died. And I was like, yeah. Then I was like, are you okay? Someone important to her died. And I was like, but I totally missed that part. I was just more concerned about why you're letting this person rile you up all the time.
I can't lie though, but
that's less
but you're right.
Being emotionally intelligent.
No, I know I'm right, but in that moment, what she wanted was me to kind of just be like, are you all right? You okay?
But that's less you being not being emotionally intelligent, and you have been missed the part of the conversation.
No. I heard what she said. I just was more focused on the person. Yeah, the person who had offended her. But
technically speaking, remember, if you said that she is always vexed with this person, then, for example, if you've got two people, if I'm always annoyed with you and I'm always arguing, imagine you and Keith, so I'm always arguing with Keith, I'm not arguing with you. If something happens, the same thing can happen to both of you, but because I always argue with Keith, I'm going to receive it differently because we're always at loggerheads. Mm-hmm. With you, I'm not. So technically speaking, what you said technically wasn't wrong, because maybe if someone else had given her the information that she liked, she might have given the benefit of the doubt, or she might not have taken it so harsh.
She hasn't fallen out with me. She just let me know.
No, I'm not taking you. I'm talking about the person that she said that.
No, but that person, they're always at odds with each other.
That's my
innit?
point.
So but when she delivered the message to me, she was basically saying, this is the reason why I'm at odds with this person. And it involved the death. I'm saying, the reason why I'm saying death is because that's the part she was focusing on, and that's the part she wanted me to focus on. Whereas I was focusing on the person and saying, why are you still letting this person rile you up? And she was like, in that moment, I felt like you should have focused on that instead of that. That's what she said. I'm just saying, and I thought, all right, cool. And then we got past it. We got past it straight away. But she just said it to me, and I was like, all right, cool. I hear you.
So you're saying you are emotionally intelligent, you're not?
Yeah, depending on who the person is. There's some people that I'm just like, Joe, I'm not the person you should speak to about this.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, forget who it is. Are you emotionally intelligent or not? As in
I'm just saying, I'm giving you.
No, but you're saying, because remember, if you don't like the person, you just don't care.
No, I don't like the person. I just feel like some people volunteer information and expect you to be empathize with them, but I'm not there with you. So it's not me you need to be told this to, it's someone else.
Okay.
Someone might see that as I'm not emotionally intelligent. I'm saying I am, but for me, I don't have the capacity to handle this right now. I don't have the facilities, big man. I don't have the facilities, big man. So I hear what you're saying, but this is a conversation for someone else.
Do you think you're emotionally intelligent, Keith?
Not really.
Or you don't. Do you know what it is? I don't know if you're not emotionally intelligent. I just think that you don't have patience for certain things. So with that being said, you kind of like.
Yes and no. For the most part, I definitely do struggle with regulating my emotions to a certain degree, and sometimes how I feel and the emotions that I'm showing sometimes don't correlate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where that's something that I've always struggled with essentially. So I can definitely say, like, outwardly I can be in control sometimes, but in dealing with my emotions, I can definitely say a lot of times I don't have a handle of them, if that makes sense. So I can definitely say I'm not as emotionally intelligent as I could be. You know what I mean? I could definitely improve in that regard. That's definitely one of those things where I can definitely be open and honest, in saying that. And especially because, again, being emotionally intelligent is not just your own emotions, it's also being able to deal with other people's emotions and stuff like that. And that's where I probably lack the most.
But I think the most important thing you said there is you can improve. That's the difference. Because a lot of people that say they're emotionally intelligent, for example, some people don't think they need to improve. They think that, like, the other person's a problem, not them. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So a lot of people are just like, nah, it's you. And it's like, nah, it's two of us involved in this. It could be me, it might be you, but you need to sometimes look in the mirror and it might be you.
But where I struggle, if I'm honest, and I'm not trying to be rude, but sometimes, and women have admitted this, I've heard women admit this, where you're having an argument with a woman, about an issue that's bothering you. That's something that she's done, So you're checking her for it, and then she starts crying.
Yeah.
I'll wait until you finish.
The crying
we'll continue.
Is, okay, you're crying, but you're still in the wrong. Yeah. I now have to comfort you crying.
Impossible.
And I'm still angry.
In the words of PK Humble, it's crocodilia.
Do you see what I'm saying? It's like, how are you going to start crying, but you're in the, like, that is insane. Because imagine it was the other way around. Extreme condition, but I cheated. You've caught me cheating. And then I start crying.
I saw a dude do that.
It happens all the time.
No, but I'm crying because I've been caught and I need to fix this. I can't fix it now.
I saw a dude on TikTok doing that the other day. He was like, he got caught cheating and he was crying like, I need you. Don't do this to us. And the woman was like, are you finished? Like, are you done? Like, are you okay? Like,
I had a woman punch me in the face and then she started crying because she punched me. And I'm like,
you made her punch you, basically.
Yeah. You made her punch you though.
But why did your face hit my fist?
No, but in that moment.
Why did you?
But in that moment, I'm now consoling her, because she's so upset that she punched me.
Nah. See, the difference with me, like, I'm not consoling no one,
No, it depends who though.
No, because my thing is this, if it's a death or something like that, I'm consoling all day long. If, for example, if it's like an argument, for example, and it's
disrespect,
there's no real right or wrong. It's just we're just having a conversation, and she starts crying. That's different. I can console that because it's like you're not crying because you're trying to gain the upper hand. You're just maybe something like you might just be like, do you know, it is the time of the month. I'm just really stressed or work. You might be crying because of that. That's different. That's fine. I can console that. But if you, for example, you've cheated on me or I've caught you stealing or something, and then now you're crying because you've been caught. Nah, that ain't flying, man. Dry your eyes. We're sorting this out today. Don't do that because you're using it as a tactic. Don't be seen with like little, like sometimes with young kids. Like I remember my niece used to do it all the time, bruv. Like if you catch her doing something wrong, she'll start crying. Yeah. Immediately, like for example, she might like, I don't know, steal like sweets, and you'd be like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm sorry. And then you grab her like, why are you crying? Then the moment you be like, look, I know it, stop crying, like, I know what you're doing, she'll just stop crying. Yeah. But in her mind, she learned like as a coping mechanism, as in like, if I cry, more times I get away with what I'm doing. Do you know what I'm saying? And it was like, but so I feel like maybe some women...
That's when they start. That's how they start.
That's what I'm saying, but some women as they get older maybe, like it's something that they realise...
They weaponise their tears.
Yeah, they
weaponise their tears. And certain men are not having it. Because I'm not... if you're in the wrong, cool, but I'm not in the wrong. So, all right, when you're done. But my emotional intelligence is, all right, cool, cry. We'll resume when you're done. I'm not going to keep going whilst you're crying. And that's what I think a lot of men get wrong, is like they'll still keep going. I'm like, oh, tears now? All right, cool, when you're done.
Be quiet on the phone until you stop crying.
Yeah, your tear ducts will empty soon.
It's all right.
Like, when you have a long cry, the headache after that is... Remember you're young, you used to cry. The headache is... You used to sleep good after that cry, yeah? You don't even used to get beat sometimes. The cry... I was going to ask as well, do you believe you're emotionally intelligent? Or
yeah, I think I'm similar to you in that I think I need work. For the most part, I think I am, but I'm quite impatient and I'm quite pragmatic. So a lot of times when the person is very emotional, I'm just like, yep. Let's answer. What do you want? What's the outcome that you're looking for? So why are you doing that? And a lot of people don't like that. Yeah. They're like, I don't want you to tell me what works. I'm feeling this right now. I need you to feel it.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I'm the same as in like, my issue is over emotional people. Yeah. It does because the thing is with me, I'm just normal. I don't know what that, people can say whatever, but I'm just like, I'm chilled, as in more times, what you see is what you get. But then when I'm getting too many emotions, sometimes I'm like,
I'm not very emotional.
In my body language, you will basically see me say, "Allow me, man." I won't even say it, but that's my whole demeanor is just sigh. Allow me.
Yeah. But women are very emotional, so it's difficult to. Well, many women or most women are emotional, so it's difficult to relate if you're super practical because
But the thing is, you
can't connect.
Do you know how many women have had a moment where like they go to the toilet and have a cry?
Yeah, but do you know I was going to say that to you?
They in life.
Yeah.
Man's like, what kind of man are you?
No.
As in your toilet cries.
Listening to this, they're going to be like,
yeah, but they're going to.
They have a cry, whether it's behind the stairs, in the bedroom, alone.
Huh? It helps.
Yeah.
Because
like,
you get the emotion out without we hold on to them.
Then they wear a fake smile and then they come back out. It's like nothing happened.
I was reading up on it the other day. Yeah, it's nothing to do with even just getting the emotions out. Some women, like when it comes to, when it's that time of month or it's coming up to that time of the month, their hormones are going mad. Like one of my brethren was telling me that one time she was opened the fridge, the shelf dropped on the floor. So she just started crying. She didn't know why. She just started crying. Then she's like, why am I crying? And she realised, I'm coming on to you. Like, so she's like, with women, like, their hormones rage sometimes to the point where, like, it's nothing to do with you as a guy. You're just collateral damage sometimes. Like, just sometimes it's get out of the way, bro. But to us, remember, we're looking at it like, what's wrong with you? I ain't done nothing.
Yeah, but you got to read the room, though.
I hear you, but remember, it's difficult on both sides because I can read the room when there's something to read. But when there's nothing to read, that's like you saying, hey, read this paper. Look, where's the paper, bro?
No.
There's no paper.
Okay, no, I hear you, but
remember, because I know what's on the paper, I'm assuming you can read the same paper. But there's no paper here.
That's the other thing.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, but if you've been with someone, I'm not talking about just a random woman. I'm talking about if you've been with someone, you'd know, because that's their version of you saying that I'm being attentive. Because remember, there's a lot of people that are present, but they're not present, and that is an example. Like you should. If this is someone you've been seeing for the past 2 years, you kind of know when the time of the month is. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying those are the ones where once the period's gone, she'll reward you, you know?
She might not.
No, I'm not talking about reward you in that way, but just like no, she will. No. They will. I'm telling you, they will, man.
But I think communication is key because I've also seen instances where a woman is like, do you know, I'm really upset right now. I just need a moment. And you get it. And you're like, okay, cool. But some people don't ever tell you. And you're like in the best mood. You come in the house and it's just, you're like,
bringing the mood down.
Even the example you gave, they've told you, you know, I'm not in the mood right now. Leave me.
Then they get mad.
You leave them. Oh, you left me. Eh?
Yeah,
You just told me to leave you.
that happens as well.
I don't. I wanted you to leave, but I wanted you to stay.
Yeah,
I wanted you to fight.
I wanted you to ask me what
You're
was
thinking,
wrong.
Bro.
What? You what?
That's what they say. Like just
And I think again,
everyone's headache. Just find the headache for you in it.
when you speak of emotional intelligence as well, this is another thing, and it was a great conversation I saw, ages ago on Twitter as well, where some people feel like expressing, every single emotion they go through, at any given time is emotional intelligence. And again, it's literally like, you don't have the awareness to deal with your emotions in a certain way. So you tell people like, just crying everywhere or just letting your emotions out wherever, however. It's like, it's not a sign of emotional intelligence, essentially. That for me, that's somebody who doesn't have their emotions, in check.
But in their defense, though, because I like to have a balanced view on these things, the man them who are always like, I'm fine, but you can see that they're not fine.
That's bad emotional. You're not emotionally intelligent on the other side.
Girl as well. I understand you might not want to speak to your girl, but you just saying you're fine, but then behaving as if you're not fine doesn't help either.
But the only thing with that is when you say behaving like you're not fine, it's weird. It goes both ways, because remember, if the woman's going through something and she's on her period or she's getting to that stage, she's like, I just need a moment, allow me. I'm not going to question her and say, what's the problem? What's wrong with you?
Some people do though.
No, but you wouldn't though.
Some people would, is what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying, for example, if you know it, like, you'll just leave her to have her moment, and when you're ready to talk to me, come and talk to me. I'm not going to pressure you. Whereas with a man, some women do that where you're pressuring me to talk. I don't want to talk now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the difference. The emotional intelligence is like, just because you want me to talk doesn't mean I should talk when you want me to. Mm-hmm. I'll talk when I'm comfortable and ready. Like,
what I'm saying is some men don't talk.
No, but I hear you, but because maybe you haven't made, maybe he doesn't want to talk because he doesn't want to talk, but maybe you haven't made me comfortable to talk.
No, Marv.
Because remember, for example, that's like you man telling me today, Marv, what's wrong with you? I'm like, no, I'm cool. And you man are putting pressure on me to talk. That's not going to make me talk. You're missing my point.
If you've come in here today and I can tell that something's up.
Yeah.
I say, yo, big man, you cool? You say, yeah. Cool.
That's it.
No. We continue. But if you start behaving as if like something's up, like you're slapping the mic, you're being snappy, bro, something's up. Take 5 minutes. But if you keep behaving that way, and I'm asking you, bro, talk about it, you're like, no.
No, but the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but you're doing it. I hear what you're saying, but we're doing extremes here.
Sometimes, some men are like that.
Cool. Some men are, but some men just.
You're both right. I think.
Yeah, we're both right. I don't know about argument. Both right.
Some men are just not saying nothing.
Yeah.
Because remember, as guys, we don't communicate.
Yeah.
Really.
That's not a good thing.
It's not
because I'm like that as well.
It's not a good thing.
I've been told like I don't talk enough.
But the thing is, remember. Hold on. Remember, you talk in your head.
So about us.
No, but why is it? I feel like it's a Nigerian thing though.
Yeah.
A lot of Nigerian men don't talk
because we deal with our problems differently, bro.
Yeah.
No, but why is it a Nigerian thing though?
Because I don't know. It's a cultural thing.
But my dad don't talk, bro.
Yeah.
My mom's sitting there thinking, what is going on in this guy's head?
I remember one time my dad said, years ago, I don't remember what it was about. He goes, there's some things that men just swallow. And I was like, huh? I was like, yeah, that's just what it is.
Hey, yo.
I know. That was a mad pause moment. Hey, friends.
Because like my dad, I've only ever seen my dad cry once, yeah?
I never saw my dad.
See? My dad's cried once, yeah? And do you know why? Princess Diana died.
Oh my God. That was an event. That was crazy when
Bro,
Nigerian
parents took that.
Bro,
very personal.
I remember I was that night. I think my mum and dad went out somewhere. When it came back, the news hit. I know my mum was distressed. I can't lie, my dad didn't care. But my mum was distressed because she was like the people's.
Yeah, she was the people's champion, man.
Yeah, Nigerian parents love Princess Diana, man.
Men, sometimes we say.
Let me get a skill, please.
We say certain men deal with things differently.
The cola.
You say certain men deal with things differently.
Just be mindful it's chewing on the mic.
Oh, certain men. Nice certain men don't deal with things, and they see.
Well, just leave it there, if you want.
No, that's fine.
You sure?
Nice one, bro.
Yeah. So certain men.
Can I chew now? Or?
So certain men.
As in, like, if you chew, just maybe just move the mic away from your mouth a bit.
Certain men don't deal with their issues, and then they'll say, "Oh, I just deal with things differently." Essentially, and I always say, people not dealing with things isn't a way of dealing with things, if that makes sense. Because there's certain men, that will just, it is what it is. It is what it is, and there's only so long you can do that because it starts to manifest in different things. And with some people, bro, it's in their health, your physical health. stuff like that starts to affect your physical health. But you've just, put it in a compartment because you're like, that's just how we're supposed to be. I'm a man. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. And then you start getting physical things happening, and you don't even attribute it to that because you don't even realize that, you're not dealing with the things you have to deal with. So there are some people you can say, maybe, stuff just rolls off their back. Maybe. But for a lot of men, they just don't deal with their issues and they manifest and they turn into just other things.
I've been told, I don't talk enough. And I think I've also got something that I wonder about. I'm not sure if it's like a mental superiority complex where I'm talking to someone and I'm thinking to myself, they're not going to understand what I'm saying.
My dad was like that still.
So I just leave it.
Yeah, and a lot of times...
And that's not a good thing.
But I'm like that as well, because when I used to work, I used to manage a retail shop. And when I used to explain to people what I needed to be done, it's like, I don't know, like what you're saying was like, I'm like, they're not going to get it. Yeah. So as they're doing the job, it's like, if it's not it doesn't have to be the way I want it to be done, but it's got to make sense the way you're doing it. Yeah. And if you're not doing it in a way that makes sense, it's doing my head in. Yeah. So there'll be times like, for example, it's a shirt shop, innit? So there'll be like, there was one time where, how do I explain it? So for example, you might go to one shop and then the way they have their shirts is 14.5 regular, 15 regular, 15 long, 15.5 regular, whatever. But then sometimes they might have it like white into pink, into light blue, then the stripes. I went to one shop and they just had all the whites together. Everything.
Even stripes?
No. As in solid whites, but it wasn't split up by size. It was just all the sizes just in one. So if you're 18 and you're 17, I've got to look through all the whites to find the size. In my mind, but that was killing me. I'm like, but I can't work in the shop. Like, it's just like I was gonna like I was gonna like overheat. Whereas in my shop, it's clear like if you're 15.5, I go to the 15.5. Thanks, bro. Cheers, man. Thank you, man. I go to the 15.5s. You can look quickly. 15. You go outside to the customer. Sorry, so there's no 15.5s. It's very quick and simple. Yeah. So with stuff like that, I can't. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I've got this issue of maybe like order or doing things a certain way, and maybe that might filter into relationships as well. Where like if stuff doesn't make sense to me, I can't like. Do you know what I'm saying?
What you said initially, I used to be like that, but then what I realised is sometimes I just need to get it off my chest. Whether you relate, whether you understand, I'm not concerned about that until after. So whatever's bothering me or whatever's on my mind, I just talk, get it out.
What if the person won't let you talk? Because some people won't let you talk.
Then that's a different story.
Before you even start, they're responding and you're like, yo, let me
get this off.
I think you just have to sit. I've sat down and realised that there's some people, like even some of my bridges, they'll just call me and they just want to talk. Just want to get out. They're not asking me for advice. They're not asking me for feedback. I just want to get off my chest, Tazer. And then they might say, what do you think? And I'll just I'll say what I think based on, not there's no biasness because you're my brethren. I'll just look at it as guy, girl, guy, whatever the situation is, and explain to you, maybe you should look at it from this perspective. Maybe I'll just offer different perspectives, and whatever you decide to run with, you decide to run with. I've kind of learned that sometimes, I've learned that sometimes you just want to get it out. It's not as necessarily, I want you to fix it, I want you to do something about it. I just need to get it out and I need someone to hear me. I know usually the person that I'm saying it to is someone that I trust. Right. So I'm saying, so that kind of helped me as well. Yeah. Not everyone that I call, I'm seeking advice. Just want to get it off my chest. So I mean, thank you. The podcast helps as well. Like sometimes I'm very transparent on the pod. Some people might just see it as his content, but nah, this is real life shit. You know what I'm saying? So my contribution, by the way, to as in topic wise.
Oh, cool. Go on.
Have you wrapped up your one?
Yeah, I've wrapped up. I was just going to ask another question, but go on.
No, go on.
I was going to just ask, just before we wrap up that part, was there anything else that you're working on that you wanted anyone to know about, or should we do that towards the end?
The end.
I'll do it till the end. I'll ask that question so you've got time to think about any projects you've got coming up, the writing process, and then towards the end. So cool. All right, Taze.
So I saw a video.
Sorry to cut you off because this might actually loop into you know what you were saying, right? Because you were talking about work and liking things a certain way, and it's something I saw on another show. Have you Have you ever fired anyone before?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? How are you? You know what I mean? Or how do you feel? Is it something you enjoy doing?
I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it, but it depends on what the person's done. The one time a girl was stealing, and so that was fine because you stole. But if it's like
wait, you said it was fine that she was stealing.
No, it's fine. I'm gonna fire you.
Oh, no, the way you said it.
To be fair, it's right. You're stealing, like, but you got caught in it. Yeah. What it is, bro. Like, just the game's the game, bro.
There's rules.
There's rules. But her one was bad because I just remember your mic. Yeah. Her one was bad because she got caught on camera stealing. Oh wow! And we showed her the camera footage.
Yeah, but she could have looked to you. Turn off the camera. Don't submit the evidence.
But the funny thing, I didn't even sack her. My manager sacked her. I was assistant manager then, and he showed that he said, "I'll come into the office for a second. What's this?" She looked in the camera. That's not me.
That's not me.
It wasn't me, man.
She said it wasn't me. I said, what?
She did shaggy,
Sometimes cameras lie.
Brother, she was the only girl or woman in the store that day.
I know, bro, but it could have been anyone.
It wasn't me.
Brother, it was you, man.
Brother, they tried to accuse me of some shit when I was working the same.
That was you, bro.
Brother, they tried to say
that was you, bro.
They tried to say I was copying card numbers, and I was like, listen, I was drawing. I can't help that there was a card nearby. What, bro? They tried to accuse me.
Like
you know me, you're
You sound like Young Thugs Love, right? No cap. No cap.
You know what I'm saying to people, bro? Cameras sometimes don't tell the truth. You know what I mean? It looked like that's what I was doing, but I was doodling.
The only time sacking someone's hard is when, like, there's a probational period that they haven't passed, but they're actually a really nice person. Yeah. So it's kind of like you're torn because you're like, you're not good at your job, but you're actually a really nice person. So, or sometimes when you see, mate, there's like a bit of like, not bullying in terms of work, but certain managers are not, they're not giving someone the benefit of the doubt. They haven't got the time for them, whereas you have. So those ones, sometimes it's like, oh man, this is harsh, man. That's the only time I'd say it's a bit difficult, but if someone's done something wrong,
I'm probably the worst boss in that regard because we be chilling, vibing, you know what I mean, smiling, kicking it, laughing, you know what I mean? When I go back, bro, I'm calling up the other, you know, my managers, bro. It's like, when I come in tomorrow, this nigga's here, bro. We're going to have some problems.
See, those are the worst kind of managers. Those are worst bosses.
They laugh in your face.
Those are the worst bosses. I remember when I was working one time, yeah? And then our store was the store that they used for training. Yeah. So they would send all the new people to our store to train. They were saying, like, in terms of our uniform, the way we wore our uniform is exemplary, like proper, like on job, whatever. Then a new manager came in. No, a new CEO, and he brought in like a new board and whatever. So when they were visiting the stores, like they were giving people like stick. So the area manager went from that to, I remember when I was off of my knee surgery, I must have rang. They were like, yeah, your store, we're gonna put you in the Chelsea store. I'm like, Chelsea store? Nah, that's too far from Romford, bro. Like, I'm Canary Wolf. Then the brigade was like, yeah, apparently your store was struggling, blah, blah, blah. I'm looking at the phone like, wait, this area manager was telling me if exemplary, we're getting people sent there. I'm thinking, so now you've said that, I'm like, that's the same thing, bro. Just tell me, if that's the truth, tell me the truth. As in, then we'll improve the store. Don't tell me everything's great, because the thing is, we're hitting all our KPIs, all our numbers.
I'll tell people that is great, you know what I mean? I'm like, we could be cool, we're vibing or whatever. You're not doing your job. So the person who deals with you, who's your boss, and you're going.
See,
you know what I mean? And for me, like I
we
told
were
you,
doing
I think I said it, the episode before, where like there's the hierarchy essentially, where with my GM and stuff like that, the staff beneath him, they work for him. You know, he works for me, and I look at it like there's a hierarchy, you know what I mean? Even in, you know, in the structure of the workplace or whatever, I'm not going to walk around unless people are, you know, really, really fucking up, where you're like, there's nothing we can do, and I've seen it, I have to deal with it myself like that. Walk around, see what I see, you know what I mean? I'll pull you up and I'm like, you know, but when I'm in there, you know what I mean? I'll see people, you know, you could, everyone bless or whatever, and I'm in the room, you know, looking through the window, him, you know what I mean? Send them niggas home, you know what I mean? All of that, I ain't got time for.
Is that being passive aggressive?
It's not.
That's being a psychopath, bro.
Yeah, that's very.
How? It's not my job to sack them, you know what I mean?
No, but the thing is, in Nigeria, for example, if someone don't like you, you would know.
Yeah.
Like, they'll come in and they'll say, what is this?
Bro, I'll tell you. I'll give you. Nigerians are the same. And I'll tell you, that's where I learned it.
But firing people,
we're not.
Bro, I'm telling you, I'll tell you a story about a Nigerian that you know. Where, so he was at his shop or whatever. He had a restaurant or whatever. And one time, he was going at 8:05 to go get food, didn't it? And security asked him to a girl, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, can you pick up something for me? Or whatever. He's like, yeah, cool. Security guard, just, asking boss man, you come back, grab me some food. It's like, yeah. Man got in the car and called up to me, but like, fire. So fire all of them. Man said, you want to send me shop?
Man said, by the time I get back for 8:05, this guy better not be here.
Man said, you sending me shop? Man said, you sending who to the shop?
Yeah, but but we kind of said that earlier on, that in terms of Nigerian people, when there's a hierarchy or your boss, even if he plays with you, you don't play with him. Know your role. Yeah. Because there's going to be a point in time where you think that, what's that, the saying? Are we age mates?
Yeah.
Nah, like, because they were telling you it's not levels, bro. Like, behave, like, know yourself. So with that security guard, he was just seeing man being happy and thought, yeah, get me something from 8. Yeah, I'll get you something. I'll get you a P45.
Yeah, I worked in infrastructure for many years in Nigeria, and sacking people was hard. Because they'll come to your office.
Yeah, they're coming.
They're on the floor.
Oh, begging.
Frustrating, begging. I've got family, I've got kids. And that's hard, man.
But brother, you weren't performing though.
Yeah, but he's telling you he's got kids and he's crying.
I hear that, but do you know what? You weren't performing, man. Come on, man.
No, but Taze, you're
that
saying,
must be hard.
No,
you're saying this now because you're on this side of it.
But the way
I'm not.
The way he is, the way he is, he'd feel it.
No, I know. I'm not saying I wouldn't feel it. I know. I don't like. I'm on sacking.
There's no shame. Like, as in, like,
I know there's no shame.
Here, there'll be a level of like, oh, come on, mate.
Yeah,
like, you're being silly, mate.
No,
you can't meet job.
He'll bring the kids to the office.
And they'll tell
my wife is outside now.
They'll tell you to get on their knees as well. Oh yeah, get everyone post kid.
And then you see little kids there. What you gonna do?
But it's difficult because you're running a business. You know what I mean? You're there. You're running. You're running a business. You're like, I need. You know what I mean? To hit certain targets. You're not doing what you're supposed to do.
But you think about many things, man. You think about the economy. You think about how much this guy makes, and you're like, this guy is taking care of his family and his brother and his brother's family, and you're like, if this guy loses his job, man, how are all these people gonna eat? And then you're like, you know what? This guy is not very good at his job, but you know what? I'll just keep him, man.
And also Nigeria, I believe we believe in, like, not necessarily karma, but because we're religious and like do all this there is that element of like, do you know what? If I do this, I'll be rewarded somehow. Anyway. Let me like.
It's a tough environment, man.
And even the way people bless you, like
they'll be praying for you, yeah.
When you do something good for someone in Nigeria, the way they pray for you, you're like. All right, cool. Like, or you give someone money, like if just anyone, like the way they'll God bless your life. You're like, rah, we'll give out more money a bit more often. Every day you're just giving money, you're just receiving blessing, like, you know what I'm saying?
That's like skanky, you know.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I was gonna say, it is, you know what I mean? It is tough essentially, but it's, you know what I mean? Have you fired anyone?
No. I told Matthew to do it.
I know, you know what I mean? Matt is just, you know what I mean? For him, it literally just works. The two people I can see that, you know what I mean, probably would have no issue with it, I'd probably say Matt and, you know what I mean, and Marvin in terms of just firing people where you can just, it is what it is.
Nah, for me, if I fire you, there's a reason.
No, I know. I'm not saying you'd fire for no reason, but it's something you could do. If there was a reason, something you could do with these, where you could just pull somebody up and so on and so on. For me, you know what I mean? That's why I have a hierarchy. You know what I mean? I have all of these. You know, you get paid. That's literally what I look at. The people that work for me, essentially, that's your job. You get paid to fire people. Why am I going to do stuff that makes me uncomfortable when it's what you get paid for? That's what you get paid for. My PA, bro, literally, she will tell you. Sylvia, absolutely love Sylvia. Her job is to go through my emails and find all the emails that will make me upset, and you need to paraphrase them in a way that doesn't upset me.
See, I was talking about Idi Amin, man. This is the real Idi Amin.
Brother, that's what we know. I mean, literally, she knows when she'll go through my emails in the morning. So, like, there's a flag system.
The dictator of the podcast.
It's not even that, bro. But it's literally like we have a color system when she'll flag all the emails and stuff like that. You know what I mean? The green ones, the red ones. You know what I mean? And then sometimes she'll be like, I didn't want to send this one, but you know, she'll send a screenshot or whatever, and you know, she'll put the precursor. You know what I mean? I don't mean to ruin your day, essentially. But this one is like literally because for me, I told you because I'm very low. Like my emotional intelligence isn't the best, so certain things piss me off. Where you know what I mean? Well, I'll think to myself, the way I'll react to this is gonna piss me off. So like I'm saying, tell me what's in there. Just don't read it to me because you know the way people write emails, mad passive aggressive. The way you know people say as stated in the previous email. And I'm thinking, who are you talking to?
You know?
Nah, they're passive aggressive. They're more like emails. You know what I mean? People talk like they can fight. They email like they can fight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That's what I don't like. You know,
that's
like,
social media. Everyone does.
No, bro. No emails, work emails. You're reading the tone of this, and you're like, I might have to come to your office. You know, and you have to come up to the office. You print out the emails.
People are really
you're like, we need to discuss. What did you mean by? You know what I mean? By this or whatever. No.
People are really brave.
We are not doing that. You know what I mean?